LEGO's new wave of sets has had some super cool highlights, like the X-Men Manor for an actually reasonable price to the Malfoy Manor for a not so great price. But to top it off, we got a new DC Superman set, and it is a mech. Now, your instant reaction to the word mech was probably not great, and maybe that's partially because of my delivery, but it's mainly because that is what everyone says. Lego mechs are terrible and they're a cop-out for making actually cool stuff. Now, this is kind of true, but that doesn't mean that these sets are bad. So let me show you why I actually like mech sets. Here are the 3 brand new mech sets from this wave, and if you look at them not even that closely, you will see that these sets have some great figures. Look at this amazing new Ultron. While I can say that I prefer the old figure having the molded top part of the helmet, I personally think this figure looks higher quality than the old one from the Age of Ultron sets. Moving on to the builds, obviously the mechs are pretty bad, and have only gotten worse recently. But if you really look at these sets, they're almost CMFs, but just with a build. The sets more often than not will include a highly detailed, rarely seen figure. So with this perspective, let's take another look at these sets. From just this wave, we have another Marvel mech, and this time it's a Spider-Man one. So of course it has a great Spider-Man figure, but this is the one that LEGO's been putting in sets for the past like 5 years. But that's not all it comes with. It comes with Anti-Venom. And if you don't realize this, that is the first Anti-Venom figure to have ever been released. And no, it doesn't have any crazy detail, but we just got a LEGO first from a mech set. Not a CMF, not $1 million blockbuster set, a random, some might say, junky mech. Now, to be 100% honest, this is probably the worst of the 3 mechs from this wave. The third mech finally gives us something DC other than Batman, and throws in a Superman with his cape, as well as an armored Lex Luthor with insane detail. And we completely skipped over the first Iron Man mech, but it comes with a highly detailed Kim Kardashian. Oh. No, wait, that's Iron Man.
Really quick, if you guys want to find sets and minifigures just like these, one of the best places to do that is Mercari. They have a bunch of great listings for really cheap minifigures, really cheap sets, and it's a perfect place to find what you are looking for. So if you want to check there, you can actually click the link in my description and sign up and get a $10 coupon for any set, anything that you want to get on there. And that actually gives me a little bit of a kickback too. But back to the video.
So LEGO missed with that figure, but let's face it, Iron Man has had a rough run recently. Moving on, you might be thinking, well, he's just showing the new ones, which are pretty cool, but the old ones weren't. But the answer to that is that you're wrong. The old ones were just as cool. Okay, let's not get carried away. That was the Dark Ages. We've come very far. All jokes aside though, look at this Thor mech from the same era. Not the actual mech, because even though this is one of my favorites, we're looking at the figure. Look at that helmet. It was released for Thor Ragnarok sets. The set it comes in goes for the low price of 130 USD. Now you may be thinking, well, the figure is obviously cheaper. It's 18 USD. Well, that's probably new, right? No. No, you naive child. That is used. Okay, but let's say you don't want this figure. You don't want this helmet. Well, lucky you, but that is also not the point. If someone does want a Thor with this helmet, and this mech gave them that figure, put some credit where it's due. That is really cool. I personally imagine it as one guy who works at LEGO who's been trying to get us some great figures for a while. And now he's sending us little gifts in these mech sets and the entire community hates them. Obviously, that is probably not the case, but the point of this entire video is to question, are these mechs overhated? And please comment and tell me what you think, but to me the obvious answer is yes. And even if you don't like these sets, your answer will probably be yes. And truthfully, I don't understand why people hate them now. These sets have great figures, and while the builds are nothing crazy, they are usually incredibly creative. Now, the last few sets have definitely been downgraded a lot, with the legs that don't even bend. But have we noticed that they may have traded bending legs for a second high detail figure that we rarely get? No, we haven't, because they're mechs, and to us, they suck. It feels like how the Oscars totally overlooked Robert Downey Jr.'s acting in the Iron Man movies because they were superhero movies. The mech sets have gotten increasingly better throughout the years, and they're to the point where they're pretty decent, and honestly solve one of LEGO's biggest problems that I talk about in one of my other videos, of not having any sets under $30 that any kid can buy. But to be honest, I would probably have been happy to get one of these newer mech sets when I was a kid. So the true answer is yes, the mechs are far too overhated, to the point where nobody takes them seriously, and the mentality in the community ruins these sets for everyone. That is my opinion on Lego mechs, and I'd love to hear yours. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you want to see why Lego might go out of business, you can check my channel.